every hour that passes, more and more leaks about Fortnite Chapter 4 are arriving. But first, Fortnite Chapter 4 is quickly approaching, and if you hit the thumbs up button on this video, Klombo will return in Chapter 4, so please hit it and do your part to get Klombo back. The next few weeks of Fortnite are gonna be absolutely insane, leading up to the Fracture live event that will bring us into Fortnite Chapter 4, not only giving us an entirely brand new island, but also adding a bunch of awesome and brand new features. All of it has been leaked, and we're gonna be covering it here in this video. But first, look how close we are to 4.32 million subscribers. We couldn't be any closer. It truly would mean the world to me if you could hit that subscribe button and be my 4,320,000 subscriber. Last video, I asked you guys to name this emote, and there's a bunch of people on the screen right now who got it right. For this video, we have a new emote. If you know the name of this, make sure to leave it down below in the comments. But we've wasted too much time, ladies and gentlemen. Fortnite Chapter 4 has been revealed. We got a lot to talk about. Let's hop into a game and let's get into it. Now, before we cover the biggest and most recent Fortnite Chapter 4 leak, but first, the upcoming Fracture live event that was revealed at FNCS a couple weekends ago is gonna be massive, because not only is the Herald gonna be trying to end our reality, but she'll also be successful in doing that, as pointed out by the Paradigm in the most recent Paradise quest. But get this, the Paradigm didn't just mean that the reality we currently have in Season 4 is gonna end, but she literally meant all realities, like Reality 659, where she snuck off to, and even the reality that the Foundation and Jones entered to chase after Geno. And here's where things start to get crazy. So obviously, after the live event, we'll be brought into Chapter 4, where an entirely brand new Battle Royale map will be waiting for us. Now, I already know that you're wondering how it's even possible we could receive a new map if all realities are ending. But check this out. You remember last week when we revealed during the live event, we're actually gonna be sucked into the 0 point. It won't just be us that's sucked into the 0 point. It'll actually be the entire Chapter 3 map, as well as the original Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 map as well, because you can't forget, time on the Fortnite island essentially operates in one giant loop, with each of the different chapters essentially operating as their own different realities. So the entire time in Chapter 3, we've had this 0 point present on the island. It's also been present on the other 2 chapters maps as well, continuing to get weaker and weaker every single day while the Herald drains its energy. But after the 0 point consumes all 3 of the chapters' different maps, and we arrive in Chapter 4, brand new map is gonna be awesome, essentially being a combination of every map we've ever received, and locations will change each and every single game, rotating between old POIs, meaning there's a chance that we might never play on the same map twice. You can get a better idea of how this will actually look by looking at the free backlink we'll get during the event, where you can actually see the different sections and chunks of the map that'll be changing. The reason we know this is because a dude named Edmire actually leaked a concept for this live event involving the 2 previous maps, and then he actually came out and said that Epic Games is using that idea for this event. So if all the leaks we've covered so far have failed to get you excited for Chapter 4, hopefully the possibility of once again getting to play on the original Chapter 1 map gets you excited. And don't worry, we're just about to reveal the biggest leak yet. But first, in Chapter 4, one of our favorite characters ever is going to be returning. Yes, I'm talking about the golden boy known as Midas. A lot of people out there think Midas is dead, since we literally seen him got eaten by a shark in the trailer. But that's not true, because Donald Mustard himself actually stated he's still alive, and that he was safe in the loop when he got chomped.
Midas. Midas is great. And not dead.
We all fully expect to see a new version of Midas present in the Chapter 4 Battle Pass, but he also holds the key to saving our reality during the live event, because as we all know, in the most recent set of Paradise quests, the Paradigm actually told us to ask Agent Jones about the Loopbreaker project. The only person we've ever seen try to break the Fortnite loop was Midas during the device live event. That device we saw used during that live event was simply designed with the hope of controlling the storm, and wasn't the Loopbreaker device we now need. But towards the very end of the live event, when we got transported into Agent Jones's office, we're actually able to see the file containing the Loopbreaker project sitting on his desk with Midas's picture on it. Next to that, you're able to find a similar folder, actually with a picture of Jules, and you can't forget, Jules is actually the daughter of Midas, and was actually the one responsible for building and constructing his storm-breaking device. But here's where things get interesting, because you remember the Midas Battle Pass room in Chapter 2 Season 2, where in the corner of his office, you were actually able to see this display case Midas with this mysterious looking suit that for some reason we never actually saw Midas use. The only time we really saw it at all was when this skin released, known as the Tempest skin. Now, as you can see, the description of this skin actually reads consumed by the storm, back for revenge. And the way the story of this skin goes is he essentially traded his mortal body to harness the eye of the storm. The whole purpose of Midas's loop-breaking suit is actually to enter the 0 point, because as we all know, if you're not a member of the 7 and you enter the 0 point, your body will be disincorporated throughout every single reality, essentially meaning that Midas holds the secret to us surviving the live event, because we're all gonna be sucked into the 0 point along with all of the realities, meaning the only way we can possibly survive is if we have the loop-breaking suit by Midas. But now, it's finally time to cover the biggest Chapter 4 leak of the video that actually has to do with the leaked version of the Chapter 4 Battle Pass. The very first skin we're gonna talk about actually has to do with one from this season, being the Bites skin. And if you completed the Bites quest, then you already know Bites was actually trying to join the Nothing, and apparently he was successful because the Nothing voice told him to stand by for more orders. But obviously, since the Bites skin won't be present in the Chapter 4 Battle Pass, what we're actually talking about here is the voice of the Nothing that actually talked to Bites. Now, up until this point, we have no idea what the person who talks to Bites actually looks like, but not anymore, because you know how Epic Games will always send out a bunch of surveys with a bunch of skin concepts on them, and a lot of the times, the winning concepts will actually make it into that season's Battle Pass. When the most recent skin survey, we received our very first images of what the Nothing actually looks like. On top of that, since Bites was successful in his quest to join the Nothing, it also looks like we're going to be getting a new version of him inside of Chapter 4, and you can see what that looks like on your screen right now. But you remember how earlier in the video, when we talked about the Loopbreaker project, how we expect Midas to be the one to save the Fortnite universe during the live event. Now, this is very important. You remember back in Chapter 2 Season 2, we had two different factions, one being the Ghost, which Midas himself was the leader of, and the other being the Shadow, which was actually founded by none other than the Chaos Agent, essentially meaning that Midas and the Chaos Agent are direct enemies. Well, not only is Midas going to be playing a part in the live event, but the Chaos Agent apparently will as well, because earlier today, in the newest teaser we just received for the live event, we're actually able to see the Chaos Agent flying up and being sucked into the Chrome Vortex. Now, the reason for this is you remember how all of the other realities and chapters still exist within the 0 point. Essentially, that means the war between the Ghost and Shadow is still raging on, and what we're looking at in this loading screen is actually teasing that that war is going to be coming to an end, all thanks to Midas himself, and a new version of him will likely be in the Chapter 4 Battle Pass, and you can see what that looks like on your screen. I gotta admit, what I'm most excited for is the Tier 100 skin, being the best skin we get every season. Thankfully, it's already leaked and I'm just about to reveal it, but first, in order to understand it, you need to remember that the name of this live event is Fracture, and we believe this to have two meanings. One, the brand new Chapter 4 map being a fractured combination of every map we've ever had, and the second meaning is actually being a fractured version of the 0 point, causing our reality to end. And all of that ties to this image right here that Donald Mustard leaked a couple years back. Basically, we expect this to be the screen we look at after the live event before Chapter 4 releases, because you'll notice the 0 point in the center appears to be very, very fractured, which brings us to the Tier 100 skin. As you can see inside of the chest, it's basically the same fractured 0 point in that loading screen. You're also able to notice some similarities between this skin and the Spire Assassin we had in Chapter 2 Season 6. And that makes sense because the Spire Guardian, or the Spire Assassin, was actually corrupted by the power of the Spire. There's a good chance that this brand new Tier 100 skin is likely basically the same thing, except corrupted by the 0 point. The Fractured live event is going to be absolutely awesome, and so is Chapter 4. And as soon as this countdown reaches 0, I'm going to be streaming it right here on the Home of Games channel, with more and more leaks coming out every single hour as we get closer and closer to the release of Chapter 4. I'm going to tweet them all out on my Twitter account at HomeOfGamesYT. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a fantastic rest of your day. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.